we've got to talk about a big problem that we could be facing with Black Ops 6 here that we just learned about. A big problem for perhaps Call of Duty as a whole, and frankly, a ton of the gaming industry in general. A report that right now is pertaining to Black Ops 6, but by no means is only limited to that. It's not the first time we've heard about this in games, and it's very, very likely not going to even be close to the last time we hear about this in games. Today, I want to take a little bit of time, take a bit of a break from the just here's the news type of discussion, and have a chat on this topic with you. So feel free to drop your thoughts to join in, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, the insight, or any of the discussion here, and make sure to subscribe for more Black Ops 6 and other FPS coverage. I'd love to have in the community as we now push towards 700,000 subscribers. But for now, let's get into it. So right up front, here's why Black Ops 6 is a little bit in hot water. Earlier it was reported panic within Treyarch at the moment. Almost all of the actors that feature in the Zombies crew in Black Ops 6 Zombies have pulled out of working over the lack of AI protections in their contracts. This has resulted in some of the disappointing recasts we are now seeing early on. For example, Sam on Citadel, with some likely being recast in future maps, etc. So for any wondering the validity here with this, while of course this is the first report of such nature, Hope has been breaking things for a few years now with a solid track record behind it. And as we'll discuss, there's hints of this stuff like in the background that have been building and building. But this comes at, honestly, I think such a bad time frame for Zombies fans especially, but just in general. Personally, I've not been able to jump into any of the new map just yet. Was working on content for the update as of yesterday, but then also jumped right into actually getting some second channel content ready to go, booting that back up, working on guides for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle that if you guys want to check it out, check the link in the description below. Would love to have you over there as well, and hopefully we can keep up with actually staying active over there. But while I've yet to get my own hands on personally for the map, I've watched a ton of streams yesterday while working. The map looked great. People seem to really be enjoying this. And with the hype of how that end cutscene concludes, no spoilers for those that haven't seen it just yet or maybe want to do it for themselves before they see it, it was really cool setting up the future for Black Ops 6 Zombies. So this coming in just now seems to cut that hype tremendously at the knees. It's terrible timing for the future of the hype, but honestly, the problem is, again, lining up with so much more that we've seen, not just with Zombies. Just yesterday, we had a loading screen from the Merry Mayhem event go semi-viral because there was a clear design flaw that any human would have caught in an instant. The fact that a zombie Santa had 6 fingers, not 5, which is a common mistake with AI replicating hands, one surefire way to tell at the moment. Well, it's not really helping their case here with this. We've also seen multiple job listings for Activision and COD that state that people should be well-versed with AI tools. So it's not something new, and it seems like it's going to be an ongoing hurdle for the talent as well. It's no surprise, one of the biggest things about the recent strikes with SAG-AFTRA is the use of AI and replacing actors in various different forms of art. So I don't know whose decision it is, Treyarch, Activision, or Microsoft. I'm inclined to believe that it's more so Activision or Microsoft, maybe both, given the job listings coming from Activision and Microsoft seemingly going all in on AI with everything, not just sort of gaming. But whoever it is, pay and protect your damn talent, man. Like, I'm sure that it's very clear to anyone when it's an AI voice or an actual voice actor. There's certain inflections that a machine cannot replicate. And when you start to implement more and more of these things, you're gonna have these problems that slip through the cracks, i.e. that zombified Santa loading screen yesterday. And when you keep adding these in, adding more and more and more, it's just going to turn into a slop of a product, which just brings that breaking point even closer. So while we're not at the point where these are like AI recordings taking over and replacing these voice actors, instead we're at the stage where people are trying to take a stand where their jobs perhaps are bigger than just themselves. There's a big picture they're looking at in protecting all voice actors, all actors here with this, that people are stepping back and they're being recast in the meantime at that point. While we're only at that phase, the worrying part is this could be just the tip of the iceberg. So I guess not to play all doom and gloom, but perhaps give further context to where we're at now. One of the big questions that I've seen is, well, why wasn't this recorded sooner? Why is this something that we're just seeing now? And why is this something that seemingly is happening very quickly? Well, it's a valid question. And right now, one of the examples that we can give a sort of like a timetable of progression is Peck seemingly has had a different voice actor for the entirety of the year so far. You may not have noticed this with Liberty Falls or Terminus because it's been a constant. But one thing that is getting attention now as a result of this, and what kind of stemmed this sort of discussion, is that the voice actor Julie Nathanson, who plays Sam, it appears that every single voice line that she had was re-recorded with a new voice, not just the lines on Citadel de Mor. So if you go back and play Terminus and you end up also playing Liberty Falls and end up getting any voice lines from what would previously be hers, it's a different voice. So what gives? From my understanding of development from prior interactions with devs on the game, content is a few seasons ahead of schedule. I'd bet they're putting the final touches right now on DLC map number 3 and what will probably be like Season 4 Reloaded or something like that. Would be cool if it's sooner, but I'm not expecting that to be the case. Thing with voice acting and overdubs is that that's one of the last things added to the playable builds. Hell, even when I played Black Ops 6 back in June, right before the global reveal, a lot of the UI was placeholder. All the voiceovers, like basically all of them, were the text-to-speech automated stuff. So the fact that we're seeing these effects now and that they weren't recorded months ago before recasting things, it makes sense. So not to mention the timelines start to add up on why we've seen some of the crew and original maps here for Black Ops 6, but not the stuff released with this update. There's been mentions of this by voice actors of Sam, and around the time when this would have been a thing in motion, an account that is yet to be verified but appears to be the voice actor for previously who was Peck over on Reddit before this report came out. So it's not like a copycat for attention or trying to blow this story out of proportion, but it's been there for a little bit of time already. Stated things like, pretty sure I got replaced because I refused to continue work during the actor's strike. This definitely ain't me in the clip. And other things like, nope, not me. We're on strike because they want to use AI to take our voices without our consent or compensation. So this is something that's been ongoing and seemingly now is starting to create problems for the development of upcoming maps and other content here within Black Ops 6 and maybe even further beyond. So what this means for the future, it seems like more recasts could be coming here for this. Now what that means for like legendary performances of like Nolan North as Richtofen, who knows? Honestly, this just sucks because like this, just like another few major complaints with Black Ops 6 thus far, just seem to really be totally self-inflicted. Like honestly, I think that zombies has been the least problematic of the modes this year, and coming off a launch of a map that everybody seems to love right now, like spirits were high, everybody was stoked on this, and then to hear this as a downside and something that's honestly pretty bad news for Black Ops 6 and beyond, it just sucks because it could have been avoided. All of this, so much with Black Ops 6. I'm still enjoying a lot of it, but like what the issues are currently, again, totally self-inflicted. So just wanted to fill you guys in because it is something that I think will have larger implications here as we go forward into the year ahead. Maybe not necessarily so much as of apparent right now, but just want to fill you guys in and get your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys take away from this report? Have you noticed these changes in voice lines? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor, drop a like on it. Of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 6 and more FPS content upcoming. I'd love to have in the community. For now, thanks so much for watching. Modest Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.